So Kanye West has said a lot of very just distasteful stuff, to put it lightly. We're on YouTube, so gotta be careful exactly what I say in regards to Kanye West. But Kanye West clearly needs help. He's clearly not all the way there. He's saying just a lot of just off the wall stuff. And it's starting to blow up in his face. It's really starting to backfire. Now, if you don't know what's going on, look it up. I'm not going to go into details on that because this is a sports channel, not like some drama gossip channel. But there is a lot of things related to sports that Kanye West is tied to, right? Like Donda Sports, also his Adidas collab, things like that I want to dive in this video. Now, Kanye West obviously is a great artist, and the music that he's created over the years is just remarkable, but he's just gone off the rails and just basically said, that he could say whatever he wants, he could do whatever he wants, and there's not going to be any repercussions. Well, guess what? Looks like he was wrong. For example, with the Donda Sports, you have Aaron Donald, professional football player, one of the best in the league, one of the best ever, just an absolute incredible talent, big name, generates, I'm sure, plenty of money for Kanye West. And Aaron Donald has recently departed from Donda Sports. He released a statement saying, "Our family has made a decision to part ways with Donda Sports. The recent comments and display of hate and anti-Semitism are the exact opposite of how we choose to live our lives and raise our children. We find them to be irresponsible and go against everything that we believe in as a family. As parents and members of society, we felt responsible to send a clear message that hateful words and actions have consequences and that we must do better as human beings. We do not feel our beliefs, voices, and actions belong anywhere near a space that misrepresents or oppresses people of any background, ethnicity, or race. We've had the pleasure of working with many incredible people along the way and hope to continue to use our platform to uplift and support other families, children, and communities through positive outreach." Aaron and Erica Donald. So Aaron Donald, he has stepped away from Donda Sports, but that's not it. Shortly after he made this announcement, Jaylen Brown, the star for the Boston Celtics, did the same thing. And again, another big name, another big athlete, a guy for the Boston Celtics, was just in the NBA Finals for the Celtics, an absolute star on the rise, just an incredible talent once again. He has departed from Donda Sports as well, and I'm sure that these two won't be the last. I'm sure that there will be many that follow after Kanye West is just terrible comments. I mean, seriously, there's no excuse, there's no reason, there's no nothing. Him having issues, him going, whatever he's got going on, is no excuse. There are many people that deal with all kinds of things and don't behave in this manner. But Jaylen Brown says, in the past 24 hours, I've been able to reflect and better understand how my previous statements lack clarity in expressing my stance against recent insensitive public remarks and actions. For that, I apologize. And in this, I seek to be as clear as possible. I've always and will always continue to stand strongly against any anti-Semitism, hate speech, misrepresentation, and oppressive rhetoric of any kind. In light of that, after sharing in conversations, I now recognize that there are many times when my voice and my position can't coexist in spaces that don't correspond with my stance or my values. And for that reason, I am terminating my association with Donda Sports. I do seek to continue to provide mentorship, love, and support to the incredible children, facility, and young athletes with whom I've been grateful to form bonds and relationships with during my time with Donda Academy. So again, another big athlete that has stepped away and distanced themselves from Donda Sports. Again, I'm sure that there will be many that have followed suit. This also comes in light to the Adidas contract, right? So now Kanye West is no longer a billionaire, which seems to be a statement out there, which I don't really understand too much. Like, I don't know why that really matters. What he said is just, I think that needs to be the focus. That needs to be the target. There's so many other things going on in this conversation, in this grand conversation about Kanye West and the things that he has said. And it's like, you see it, it's like brief moments. And then it's like, but he's no longer a billionaire. He loses Adidas deal. He's no longer. And the reason I wanted to talk about this stuff and highlight some of this stuff is because it shows that there are repercussions. See, Kanye lived in this world where he believed he was untouchable. He believed that he could do and say anything and there were no repercussions. And now he's learning very fast that he's not untouchable and that other people are willing to distance themselves from him. and I don't see him having much success going forward. I don't see him, because he's not a guy that's going to come out and apologize and say, hey, I'm going to change, or go get help, or, get into a rehab center or something to try to better himself. Right? He's a guy that thinks, oh, the people are just trying to keep me down, like it's everybody against Kanye. Kanye doesn't do no wrong. And you have a lot of people that are trying to defend him and stick up for Kanye. And what he's doing is indefensible. There's no reason, rhyme, explanation, good excuse, nothing for what he has done, and he's losing everything. And, he's still not going to learn his lesson. Or at least I don't think so, based on what we've seen. And I hope that maybe he does. I'm hoping that maybe he can get a grasp of reality to some degree. Now, I'm not big on like cancel culture and all that stuff. I think a lot of it is just absolutely ridiculous. None of us are perfect. None of us are, in the vein of just, holy and art thou, to where we should be canceling people and trying to take money off of people's plates. And, like if you don't like somebody or you don't want to associate with somebody, then don't. I don't agree with hate campaigns, even towards Kanye, even after everything Kanye has done. A lot of the sentiment and conversations that are out right now on Kanye West and stuff, right? Like he's doing enough to himself and to his credibility and to his just, career and life, that you don't need to add fuel to the fire, right? It doesn't need to be a divide. We all know right from wrong, and we all can grasp and understand that what he is doing is wrong. And anybody that's defending him is just as big of a clown as he is, right? It's ridiculous that people would go to the extent to do that. You can separate his music. You can separate the art from the artist. That's fine. I've never had a problem with that. I see a lot of people, they can't distinguish the two, but to stick up for him or to try to condone what he's doing, they're part of the problem too, and they're part of the reason why Kanye feels like he is untouchable and he can do no wrong. And him losing the Adidas deal and him losing these athletes and everything starting to crumble around his empire, it's sad. It's sad to see the fall from grace. A guy that worked his tail off and was an incredible talent, one of the greatest of our generation, to just see him, just whatever he has going on, fall off of this, high horse and lose everything, his family, his businesses, his relationships, it's very unfortunate to see. But I wanted to highlight this stuff. I wanted to talk about this stuff just because, it is related to the sports world. And it's related to just a conversation in general, and that's what this is all about, sports and sports topics and conversations. I don't want to get too heavy and too into like exactly what's going on with Kanye and what Kanye said, because again, this isn't a drama, type, celebrity style channel. There's plenty of those channels on YouTube. If you want to go have those conversations there, go have those conversations there. I just wanted to highlight, one, that he's starting to see the repercussions and hopefully he wakes up a little bit, and two, that the sports world is taking notice, and the sports world is starting to distance themselves from, Kanye West. And the reason I think the Adidas thing is a big thing is because, a lot of athletes wear Kanye shoes and rock Adidas and have sponsorship deals with Adidas. And Adidas has collaborations with, the NBA and other organizations and stuff. And, the Yeezys are such a big sort of thing in pop culture, right? And just fashion in general. And so I think that all this stuff is connected and all this stuff is relatable and just something that was worth at least a discussion. But again, it's sad to see what happened to Kanye West. It's very unfortunate. I don't condone any cancel culture, things like that. I just think if you don't want to support somebody, don't support them. Like, right? I don't think people need to, try to dox people or just go over the top or just like try to do whatever they can to go out of their way to ruin their day. That I'll never understand. But there are just some disgusting people in the world, and this is an example of that. There's no condoning. He didn't backpedal and say, hey, I shouldn't have said that. My bad. No, he continued to double, triple, quadruple down on the things that he said, and then continued to say like, oh, I can say anti-Semitic stuff and Adidas isn't going to drop me and things like that. It's just the ego. It's this I am, God type, I am Jesus, I am the second coming. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior. And, there's no condoning this. Let him fall from his grace. Let him kind of just slither off into, wherever his little corner and just be done. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think of this? Think it's big news, no news, however you feel, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between? Let me know down in the comment section below.